leave it alone.
Look, he's got a new sign.
We've got 4 members of the board here. We got Chuck and Doug.
Sorry.
To be clear, there's only 3 members of the board here.
Yeah.
Well,
2.5.
2.5. And interim manager Bill Mesa. So to start this meeting, I'd like to invite you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I love that echo we got. Very good. Okay, this is a short agenda today, but we will start again this evening. We'll start with open time, which is pursuant to Government Code. I can't hardly read that. S 54-950, persons wishing to address the board of directors on matters not listed on the agenda should notify the secretary prior to the start of the meeting, and it's open now for those that want to address the board on items not on the agenda.
Colleen is asked to speak.
Good evening.
Good
I'm
evening.
Colleen Walkman. I just wanted to share a fruit label from out here in Happy Valley to anybody. This is an old fruit label from we shipped fruit out all over from Happy Valley. It's a really cool part of our history. And I just want to share a little bit about our Happy Valley history to some that don't know about it, and it pertains to our ag history out here, which is so important to our district. Samuel Alexander, one of our more famous residents, moved to Happy Valley in 1887. In 1890, he had the brick house on Palm built. He helped establish the Olinda Post Office. He named it Olinda, which means place of rest. I believe we all love our area out here. Olive planting began in 1897 in wide rows with stone fruits like peaches, plums, and apricots in between the olive trees, because he knew the stone fruits would last, but he knew the olive trees were going to last even longer than that. So he's looking towards the future. In Mr. Alexander perished in 1904, but Greta Emmon established the Emmon Olive Company and changed the name to the Monte Vista Ranch. She perfected canning olives and won grand prize at the Panama Pacific Exposition in 1915. She approached the Board of Supervisors to make a paradise of our lands here in Happy Valley. The Happy Valley Land and Irrigation Company supplied water for $2 an acre per season to the farmers here in Happy Valley. In 1926, a pamphlet was made to invite people to move to Happy Valley. Bernardo Romero took over the operation. He retired in 1949, but his son Roy Romero, which actually served on our board of directors for the water district here, took over. People like Roy and Vera Romero, his brother Manuel and wife Mickey, who owned an olive orchard off Scout. Henry Warhes and his wife owned an olive orchard on Palm and Oak. And when I first moved out here, they gave me a box of olives from their farm. Big, huge, clean olives. They were amazing. There were others that moved here, like Don and Sandy Winters. They moved here in 1958, and they've been here over 60 years. My family moved out here short 35 years ago, and some of the Alexander trees are actually on our land. Many of us moved to Happy Valley with hopes and dreams and the promise of ag water. We started farms, purchased animals, put in gardens, and started up businesses. The Central Valley Project brought us water, ag water, and that's why we moved here. We moved here for peace, solitude, and wide open spaces, and most importantly, for ag water. I feel the district and board of directors have forgotten our rich agriculture history. Just by watching the videos, I haven't been able to attend some of the meetings. It's a shame our ag numbers have dwindled, and we can't blame it all on the Bureau. When I drive west on Palm by the big green barn at the Winters property, it really breaks my heart to see it barren of cattle. The permanent pasture is disappearing. Losing the permanent pasture on our farm due to no water is ruining years of work. I've watched the weeds creep in, and it's going to take us years to eradicate them again because of no water, just for that 1 year. I just want to remind the board of directors that we depend on you to work hard to secure our water. We also depend on you to make sure that the district funds are not mismanaged like they have been for quite some time. Well, I think we've been pretty patient in waiting for answers for months, if not years. More and more the funds you lack are being asked from us, the ratepayers. We can only bear so much. I hope you understand. It's bad enough, in my opinion, to be charged and have been for months on a loan we have not even received, just because we have no money not to our fault.
You guys changed the time.
And today I watched a new well just get punched in on Palm. That makes 4 of my neighbors that have put in wells. It's scary, and I hope that all of you are paying attention. It's gonna be to the detriment of our valley if we lose our ag. And I just hope that you're paying attention, and I hope that you're looking out for our best interests. I know you're trying hard, but you need to understand that it's really hard on us financially. It's breaking a lot of us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Colleen. Another member of the board joined us now, Joanna Trennery. Thanks for making it. Sorry about the change in time. We surprised you. We haven't come to any, we just had public comment, so we missed the discussion on this. Why do we have on new business? Anyone else to address the board? Dennis, you want to share some thoughts?
Should Joe, should tell. Yeah, and I was gonna talk to Bill about that state charge of $100 an acre foot that the state charges us because we have a well. And, to me, it seems like the state is forcing us to pump, and then when we pump, we're charged, but then the state charges us. It doesn't seem like, it doesn't seem right. And I'll probably send a letter to a representative about that, to see if he can do something. But what department does that come from, or what's the title of that?
I might have to read the heading, but I want to say Department of Taxes and Fees or something along those lines. Do you remember?
I believe the State Water Resources Board passes the resolution that allows, I don't know where the fee ultimately ended up.
No, this was the $19,000 charge I believe he's talking about. I did get your email today about getting the letter. I was all over the place. It's on a list of things.
That's fine.
But that bill came from not State Water Resources Control Board, but some different department of.
Yeah, it's probably just the tax board that sends all the bills out. So I'd like to know exactly the exact title of that charge. A temporary, like the state charging tax logging jobs, and that's called so-and-so. I'd like to know what this is called, so I can reference it when and plus look it up instead. So that's all I've got.
Okay.
So just to clarify, this is not $100 an acre foot.
It is.
Well, by math it is. It's not per acre foot, it's just, if you take $1,900 an acre foot.
What? I
If
think it's
you take 1,900 acre feet and
19,000.
divide that by 19,000, doesn't that come out to?
Yeah, 19,000.
$19,000, and you can get 1,900 acre feet out of the wells. That's the right amount of zeros, so that's
Think so.
100.
We did the math. I'd have to go back to the thing and do the math, but it was $100 an acre foot, which was, I was surprised at how much it was, but
Huge.
So was that the correct number? Would be the question. 19,000.
It's 19,000 divided by 1,900.
How many? 1,800?
10 acre,
$10.
sorry,
All right,
100. That's $10 an acre foot,
there we go.
10.
not $100.
Okay. So somebody last time misquoted.
I sent you an email on that.
That's what was stated, so it was just
Not-
decimal off.
Not $100 an acre foot.
Yeah, okay, but it's still a lot.
If we don't pump anything from the well, as I emailed you, if you don't pump anything from the well, it's still $19,000.
But what does that represent? Is that just representing because we drilled a well, we paid $19,000 a year?
That's what you need to find out from whoever sends us the bill.
When we inquired about it this year, they said it's like a water rights fee,
Water rights fee.
you know?
I thought that might have been from the Department of Water Resources.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I don't remember, I thought it came from taxes and fees or somewhere,
Well,
something like that.
that's where the invoice would come from, or that's where you would pay it, send a check to,
Yeah,
but that's not where it actually originates.
So Bill, let's run that to ground.
yeah, it's, Dennis had sent me an email, I think yesterday,
And we'll report on it as part of,
yeah,
the regular meeting.
giving the information.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
very good. All righty, so on to new business. Water transfer agreement amendment between the Arnold Foundation and Coastal Community Services District. It's a discussion action item. Bill, why don't you share some background on this?
Recently, we entered into an agreement with McConnell Foundation for 1,100 acre feet. We asked for 1,500 acre feet, but because the request exceeded the amount of water McConnell had available, they only gave us 1,100 acre feet, and I told them if any water becomes available, moving forward, we'll take it, and 20 acre feet became available. I didn't ask how, I'm assuming someone was overscheduled. But there's 20 acre feet in front of us, so I'm asking the board to approve this amendment. Basically, it is just taking, the terms of the agreement are gonna stay the same, and it's gonna be just taking the, changing the amount from 1,100 acre feet to 1,120. That's the
Move
short
approval,
version.
Mr. Chairman.
I second.
Very good. Any discussion? Thanks for bringing that to us. Just for the audience, we contemplated just doing this as an administrative action and then thought, well, we should probably have a special meeting just to air it with the public. And so that's why we called the special meeting this evening. And so figured we could make quick business work of this. And so thanks for the motion and the second. I'll call the question.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. All right, good. So we pass that unanimously and go for new business on the agenda.
Was there supposed to be public comment?
There could be. Yeah, would you like to comment on it?
I don't.
I didn't,
I'm gonna vote on it anyway, whatever you comment on. Extra 20 acre feet is not much, but it's enough.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
yeah, very good,
Okay, I have a question.
certainly.
Will our meeting that we have monthly, will it be at 6:30?
Yes, it will.
Okay, I want to invite farmers here. We meet, Bill and I, at 5 o'clock. So we're done by 6. And we've come up with a couple of ideas. And I hope you can make it. Also, we had a pretty good turnout at the Barnes Farm, and it was quite an education of how he survived and sold and grew crop and stayed under his 29. This coming month, I believe it's on April, well, you'll get it through the newsletter. We're going to be going to a farm in Cloverdale and how he managed to grow something and sell it at the farmer's market. So I hope you can come. Yes.
What does he grow?
The gentleman that we're going to visit next, He grew lettuce,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
I know he sells bread,
Oh.
and, you might ask him how he got his, kitchen in his home. Went through the process. I was gonna try to do it, but I had to have a dishwasher.
Or
I
a
couldn't
commercial
do it.
kitchen?
Yeah, commercial kitchen,
Is it-
and, how to make jams and jellies commercially. So, he's very interesting,
Is this gonna be the weekend after Easter? Is that?
Yes.
Is that,
yes. It's on a Saturday morning, 9 o'clock.
and his address will be in the letter? The news?
Yeah, it's, right, Bill? It's
It's in
in
the
the
newsletter.
newsletter. Okay, thank you. His address. And, we're trying to find someone to talk each month. So if you have some ideas that you'd like to share with other farmers, or doesn't have to be growing things, maybe you have chickens or cattle, you know, it's always nice to expand. Or an orchard. Okay,
Thank you for that, Joanna. That's encouraging to hear
Yeah.
someone.
well, I'm kind of excited, so I hope you guys will come, because we've got something in the plans. I'll let you know more about it at the next meeting.
To clarify your question about the 6 a.m.,
Yeah,
pretty much what we've done.
No.
Some 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
okay,
meeting. So typically what we've done is that when we have a special meeting, then we're moving it forward, let's say, to 6 p.m. So that what we can do is that we can start a little earlier, get out a little earlier,
okay.
and that's been our pattern.
And our regular meeting will be at 6:30.
Correct.
Okay,
So we're, if you, yeah, so you get dinner down. If it extends, you're not gonna be suffering
Yeah.
from a lack of food. It improves everyone's spirits when they're thinking about these issues.
Dennis?
Cedric, is it possible to go back to that water fee, because something just dawned on me, our drought rate was based on that state charge was $100 an acre foot, 20 some cents.
Yeah.
And now, instead of 20 some cents, it's 2
Yeah,
cents. So is
We
that
need-
gonna change the drought rate?
that was just going back through here and I'm checking to find where in the world we ended up with $100 an acre foot, but that is the number that I had plugged in. Just opening up some files here, and so I'm looking back to find where the note came in for that particular fee amount. And so we do need to verify what that rate is in no uncertain terms, and make the appropriate adjustments.
Good point, good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, just run the numbers again and find out where it is. And,
Yeah, I'm just,
you know, we
Bill.
can easily decrease that rate.
yeah,
Water fee is right here? Yeah, is that
I-
it? Yeah, when it says 100,
it,
yeah.
it was way back at the end of last year's when I thought you daylighted that fee to me. Towards the end of the water year, you said, oh, by the way, we also have this additional fee, and I thought, somehow that's when I did the math, and I just kept carrying it forward, so that information's out there, I just don't.
So 2 cents instead of 20, right? Yeah, I think so. Because they got it from,
You know, as part of that item that we're gonna bring to the next meeting, this issue with the state meeting, what we'll do is we'll have backup paperwork to either show that it's $100 an acre foot or $10 an acre foot, so that there's no confusion about that. And we can make either an adjustment to the rate without needing it. We need to special notice that to,
Yeah,
bring to the meeting to,
I mean, in theory, we're just adjusting it down. We've already entered a 30-day period to set it at 119.
Yeah. I don't, thank you very much. Well, ask-
I could certainly ask.
Just ask to see what sort of, I'd like to be timely on that.
That is the next, the April meeting.
Yeah, there needs to be an adjustment made before we have, the meeting.
Oh,
The
but
bills
you're
go
right,
out.
if it was 23, and then you went up to 10, so it's only 2 cents. So then you have reduced it by 21
I
cents,
wonder.
under $1.
It's over.
So, we adjourn the meeting?
No, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
at the
about-
next meeting, can we discuss the applications for tonight?
We'll be bringing, we have a personnel committee
Right.
meeting. I'll be bringing those to the full board. I think,
Okay, so that's all the items on our, agenda this evening. So I'm gonna call the meeting to adjournment at 6:22.
meeting.
28 for
You
people?
didn't miss nothing, don't worry.
We got Jim.
Well, what you did miss,
I was told initially 28, but it's.
what they were talking about was
Used
that,
up in the back.
the shady people, I got it